What's the last fact you were told that made you go, are you freaking kidding me? Silly putty acts differently under pressure. If you smash it with a hammer, it will shatter into pieces. 2 weeks into my environmental geology class, and I've already gotten my money's worth. I did that once in my room. I was finding slivers of silly putty for months. My mother once told me no two snowflakes are exactly alike, and I stared up at the sky in wonderment. Then my father said technically no two of anything anyway have ever been exactly alike. It made my young brain hurt. Life, poorly defined and put into vague boxes on purpose, so we can function. Because let's be honest, crap's complicated. My work took away the take a penny, leave a penny jar because apparently there is a method of stealing large sums of money with it. They really didn't explain how. Like in Superman 3. Was having dinner with some relatively well-heeled friends. One mentioned that her brother was going bungee jumping, and that he was worried that he would fall faster than everybody else, cause he's fatter. The evening ended up with us dropping different things from heights as they thought I was messing with them. What do you mean heavy things don't fall faster? I love having dinner at Galileo's house. My ex-husband fell for one of those I'm a hot chick stuck in a foreign country and the hotel took my passport until I pay them scams. He actually called me and asked for the cash to wire to her. My jaw hit the floor. I see why he's your ex. Not so much fact, advice. Don't get married after basic training. 4 different people, including my recruiter, told me this. What? I was told that these pants I am wearing are wrinkle free. Nothing is wrinkle free. It is the biggest lie perpetrated on the consumer. When I first learned that if someone was taken to court and won, they still had to pay thousands of dollars in legal fees. So really, they lose either way. True, but you can often counter-sue for damages that include your legal fees. I don't know how often that succeeds though. Jailhouse Rock by Elvis is about dude on dude action. Source is the lyrics. Number 47 said to number 3, "You're the cutest jail bad I ever did see. I'd sure be delighted with your company. So come and do the Jailhouse Rock with me." The song is about guys in prison. One is calling another one the cutest he's seen and asks him to do the Jailhouse Rock with him. Sounds like dude on dude action to me. After former President James A. Garfield was shot, Alexander Graham Bell invented a metal detector to find the bullet in his body. It would have worked except for the metal bed springs interfering. More interestingly, when William McKinley was shot almost exactly 20 years later, it was at the Pan American Exposition in New York. Thomas Edison was there, showing off his new invention, the X-ray. He offered to let the president's physicians use it to locate and remove the bullet, but they refused as at the time it was an untested technology. When I found out pickles were actually pickled cucumbers, up until my late teens I thought pickles were their own type of vegetable, and there were humble pickle farmers all across America. Felt really ignorant. My mom is way into homeopathic medicine and was always giving me homeopathic remedies growing up. I took them no questions asked. I thought they were a little strange, but I always assumed they were herbal or vitamin based. Then someone told me that homeopathy is essentially super diluted poison. I looked it up myself and was stunned by the incredible stupidity of it all. No more placebos for me, thank you very much. Upvote for still being alive. There's a private school in my area that requires 7th graders to have an iPad for class. I couldn't believe it when I heard that balls. The till a week ago about stapler having a second mode. I went, are you freaking kidding me? There's no freaking way. What the frick, mind completely blown. How did no one know this? As soon as I picked up a stapler as a kid I couldn't help myself playing with that thing. Well, I was just cuffed by the police a second ago. They said the person they were looking for was a black man between 5'9" and 6'2". Are you kidding? That's like 90% of us. On the 11th of September, 2001, Ben Sliney, the Federal Aviation Commission's National Operations Manager on duty that morning, made a decision that prevented future harm. He made an unprecedented decision, making the call to ground every single commercial airplane in the country. The 11th of September, 2001, was Ben Sliney's first day on the job. Ben Sliney, previously the president of Madagascar. My computer applications teacher said a lot of people like the operating system Mozilla Firefox because no one writes viruses for it. The guy next to me turned and we both had the "are you freaking kidding me" face. Without verbally communicating, we both realized that maybe Mozilla did release an operating system and somehow we never saw it. We were right, they never did. I would have asked for a replacement teacher. Cigarette smoking kills more Americans than AIDS, alcohol, car accidents, murders, suicides, drugs and fires combined. I could go for a cigarette right now. Cleopatra was born closer to the moon landing than to the building of the pyramids. Honorable mention. The second controller in Duck Hunt moves the ducks. I don't know if this counts, but today I found out Bill O'Reilly used to be an ultra-liberal back in the 80s when he worked for Boston News Channel. Apparently, it failed to pay the bills, so he eventually became an ultra-conservative. The man is basically an actor. Also, Rick Perry was a liberal 10 years ago. Funny how money changes people. Larry the Cable Guy also used to wear slacks for his stand-up in the 90s. My professor argued with me in class that China has a population of over 3 billion people. I facepalmed. She is a contributor to Fox News and has several books out. Where's the chair flipping text when you need it? LOL. Someone tried to convince me that the US has 2 billion, the world has 10 billion, and that China and India both have 4 billion each. This was before the US hit 300 million. His source was his current events teacher who studies at a college, so he's always right. That Ronald Reagan raised taxes 11 times during his 2 terms, and people still idolize him. And hey Obama, who hasn't raised taxes? Most boxes of plastic wrap and aluminum foil have little tabs on each end of the box that you push into the hollow ends of the roll. The tabs keep the roll from coming out of the box when you're pulling the wrapped foil out. My store brand Saran doesn't have that, so I have to pay extra for name brand. Off to first world problems. Rick Perry received donations from Merck Company, Inc. before he made an executive order for 12-year-olds to receive their HPV vaccine Gardasil. Perhaps one of the lowest moments in sports history was perpetrated by the members of the 2000 Spanish Paralympic basketball team. After the team snagged a gold medal, it was revealed that 10 of the 12 players had never been tested for disabilities and were, in fact, not handicapped. Dis-freaking-gusting. What a bunch of bold bastards. When I was working retail many years ago, we had this bucket at the checkout counter that had cheap toys for customers to purchase at the checkout. The bucket said 0.99 cents, so I asked my manager if I could fix the sign to either say 99 cents or $0.99. He looked at me as if I was retarded. I tried to explain how 0.99 cents is 99% of a penny and he would not have any of it. He told me that I was not a team player and that I should not question such things ever. That John Tyler, 10th President of the USA, born in 1790, has 2 living grandsons, 3 generations spanning 211 years. Red velvet cake is essentially just chocolate cake with red food coloring. I swear it tastes different. So much sadness. Not true. Red velvet cake is made with vinegar and buttermilk, causing the cocoa to take on a red hue. Unfortunately, when I make it without any food coloring at all, it looks more like dried blood red, so I do add some. It really doesn't take too much though. When I found out that gelatin is a translucent, colorless, flavorless solid substance, derived from the collagen inside animals' skin and bones. My friend was talking about the World Trade Center and how the memorials took up over 100 billion taxpayer dollars to construct. He was always so stringent with his fact checks. Recently I saw a Reddit link which pointed out that it has been nearly 20 years since Jurassic Park. Many things have made me feel old recently, but that one cut deep. When my friend told me the voice of Shredder in the original Ninja Turtles cartoon was Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, he had to show me it on IMDb because I didn't believe him. Our CEO raised his salary 47% this year. I have to write a business case for a $29 application I'd like to have and how it will help me do my job better. At my drug and alcohol class, my counselor told me that a joint was more carcinogenic than a cigarette. He showed me an article. I still don't believe it. That the spot for the most important human being in history and the most important event in history is still open, and you don't even have to do anything to get it. All you have to do is be the first person to have verified contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. Now I'm worried it's going to be some butthole from Topeka who starts screaming about Martian and plunges us into intergalactic war. Me. I finally saw that movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Some of the shots he does are crazy. Friend, yeah, my cousin is a sniper and can do that but double the distance. Me. Are you freaking kidding me? For your information, he's the friend who's always got a cousin, uncle, friend who does that thing better than everyone else. 2,430 meters is the current record as far as I know, by Canadian sniper Rob Furlong. Last one, Rick Perry from Texas, not just running for president, but being firmly embraced as such by so many people. How many times will Americans fall for a Republican crazy from Texas? This is a stupid joke that's been floating around for years. I spent 18 years of my life in Africa. AIDS and safe sex education was definitely low. However, the stigma of talking about sex has long since been eradicated in almost all of the non-war-torn African nations. Your prof sounds like a missionary from the 60s. Misinformation and old information like this is what distorts the world's view on exactly how developed nations in Africa have become. Who gives a frick about karma? I mean, really, why would anyone ever accuse someone else of karma whoring? What the frick is the point? So you can sleep easier knowing you have a shitload of karma? What the frick is wrong with you people? If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.